one thing that I think is really important to understand here is that currently we are all consuming subsidized tokens. So
important aspect, yes.
Specifically the folks, of course, that have the more like consumer based plans, like Cloud Max subscription, something like that. That is highly subsidized. But
it's important to understand the cash flows. Who subsidized this? The investors of Entropic.
The investors of Entropic.
So it's in essence, it's marketing. That is the most effective marketing. They subsidize it to grab as much market share as possible.
Now, like what we use, for example, at Funnel, we use Cursor or Cloud Code, and many software companies our size do the same. And mostly that is some kind of usage-based pricing. So Entropic is not going to sell to a company with this many developers and unlimited usage plans. But so what's happening is that actually we are consuming that still at the subsidized rate.
Yeah.
And that can obviously not...
And Google, for example, also being probably one of the main players in that space, obviously subsidizes it through its ad-based business. All the cash flow is more or less going now into building more AI capabilities. So.
Exactly. But now also at the same time, it's a bit, of course, making us much more productive and all of that, but it's also a bit of a drug. We are getting hooked on that.
Interesting aspect. Like what happens if they start increasing prices, and what happens to the productivity gains that we discussed that we are not even seeing yet in the businesses? Like what will happen if they...
I'll probably just pay 10 times as much as now.
No, say that in the EU or in Germany, what does a mid-level software developer cost you in terms of salaries? Maybe altogether, that's somewhere between $70,000 and $120,000 per year. Yeah. So now imagine that the frontier model companies, they would actually charge you the real price per token, and suddenly you have something like $3,000 token cost on top of that salary. Yeah. Maybe or definitely the productivity gains are going to make up for that in most cases, but still it's an initial cash outlay that's going to be very difficult to stomach for many companies. So then once investors actually want to recoup their profits, they need to make sure that people can actually also pay still what they're going to be charging them. So I think all these efforts that are looking into making this a little bit more efficient computationally and driving the cost down, that will ultimately not lead to reduced usage.
And then the question is also, will we always have these increases in the quality of the models, or can we at some stage maybe just really use open source models on our own servers, or slightly older models that kind of have similar quality?